What's up, guys? Oh my goodness, welcome back inside the Crazy Ant Farm, also known as ITCAFpodcast for short. We are your host, Dustin M. Bergman, and myself, J. Logan Austin. These past couple weeks have been a little rough, and we're not just talking about my case of strep throat or Dustin's stomach flu. We're talking about the climate we're in as a society.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The political and cultural landscape over the last decade has been divided, hateful, egregious, and let's face it, downright disappointing. What we are thankful for, though, is the people who truly believe in what this country's values are and what the backbone of the nation was built off of, and that's freedom of expression and speech.
Yes, we are so thankful for those on both sides of the political aisle who stood up for Jimmy Kimmel's First Amendment right to perform satire, even if it is a poor statement. Art is freedom of expression, and once we have that taken away, who even are we as a country?
Exactly, right? And so it's important to keep having conversations, not just with the people you agree with, but also with those who you don't. And we at Crazy Ant Media hold ourselves to a standard where all opinions are welcomed, and we'll continue to do so.
We are extremely proud to be Crazy Ants.
And a father.
And a husband. And we're both very proud to be Americans. Even with all of our flaws here in this country, there's nowhere else we'd rather be. And now, with all of that being said, we've got a great show for y'all today. Man, oh man, we wanted to get that out of the way. We wanted to voice our opinions because it's been such a big thing over the past 2 weeks while we've been down and out and sick. So we wanted to have our statement come out there and be like that. But we have a jam-packed show for you guys.
Oh my gosh. What was going on in Hollywood this week, man? Everything was hitting. We've got new trailers for Avatar Fire and Ash, Wicked for Good, The Bride. It's opening weekend for, of course, PTA and Leonardo's One Battle After Another. Hallmark has a huge new deal with Netflix. Paramount is apparently lawyering up to continue its takeover of Hollywood, and so much more, y'all. Plus, we have a really cool top 5 this week. It's our favorite 5 films that we consider timeless.
So good, man. So good. It's going to be a freaking epic show. We're super excited. So let's just dive into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Did y'all see that? What?
Let's just throw Scream 6 in there for like
It was
my
good.
favorite movie. It was really good. The best of the franchise, in my opinion, since the first one.
Yeah. Before diving into the rest of it, though, we got to take care of some crazy business. Of course, be sure to leave a rating on this podcast. Comment below and tell us what you actually think about the show, because leaving a rating on the show actually helps more people who enjoy entertainment news, but especially those who are trying to break into the entertainment industry, find their footing. That is for sure. Us here at Crazy Ant Media are all about lending the helping hand, and what we do with this podcast and with everything else that we do, that's what we try to accomplish. So please be sure to spread the podcast. Word of mouth is everything in this industry, so please be sure to share it with your grandma, share it with your aunt that you never talked to, share it with the guy down the street who has an old Quentin Tarantino Pulp Fiction film. Please be sure to share ITCAFpodcast to anyone and everyone who you come in contact with. That's for sure.
Yes.
That's for sure. And then our last piece of business before we dive into all the craziness, be sure to visit our website, www.crazyantmedia.com, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. We got a little bit of something for a little bit of everyone. So please be sure to
I got to
head over
update
there.
your haircut on this thing, man.
I know, right? I know. I'm trying out something new. That's for sure. I'm going to post a compilation photo of my whole entire life and all the different hairstyles that I've tried. And it's quite a few. I like to try different hairstyles.
Me too, bro.
I didn't know until I just tried out this new one, and I'm just like, okay, I switch up a lot.
I
So,
have been, the normal political haircut. I have been the jarhead. I have had the long 80s rock metal band, long hair with the earrings. I've had the tail. I've had the lines and the dude, and of course bald. So, I feel you, Murph. I feel you.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Well, I mean, speaking of epic haircuts, the DGA just gave the president title to the one and only biggest director in Hollywood right now, Christopher Nolan.
Yes.
That's right. He got elected to the Directors Guild of America, taking over the reins as the union prepares an upcoming negotiations with the major studios. Now, Nolan, who is an Oscar winner and one of the most successful helmers of this generation, succeeds Leslie Linka Glatter, who served 2 terms at the helm, the first elected in 2021. He has been active in the DGA for some time and at present is a member of its National Board of Directors. Now, Nolan's election marks the rare example of an A-list player taking the helm of the union at the peak of their professional power. Over the last 4 years, the DGA has focused its lobbying efforts in Sacramento on set safety issues. The union pushed for pilot programs that requires a safety supervisor on sets of production supported by the California Film and Television tax incentives, and the union was also heavily involved in the lobbying effort this year in its expanded efforts to California state tax credit and included a broader range of production. So that's super exciting, well deserved. It only makes sense.
It totally makes sense. And I'm not sure he would appreciate them saying he's at the peak of his career.
I know, right?
Guys, I've got a little bit more to go. It is that time of year, though, you guys. And so in case you missed it, Rudy, Sean Astin himself, yes, the star of Rudy and Goonies and The Lord of the Rings, was elected this past week to be president of SAG-AFTRA, succeeding Fran Drescher, of course. Now, Astin was a part of a slate dubbed the Coalition, which was a unity ticket that included members of the historical rival factions within the union, as well as some who were unaffiliated with either side. He defeated Chuck Slavin, a member of the union's New England local board, who had run a dissident campaign. Now, if you guys didn't know, Astin takes a job once held by his late mother, Patty Duke, who was president of the Screen Actors Guild, the predecessor union, of course, from 1985 to 1988. Astin has been heavily involved in SAG-AFTRA politics for the last 6 years and served on the negotiating committee during the 4-month actors' strike in 2023. On the writers' side, Michelle Mulroney has been elected president of the Writers Guild of America West with a vow to protect writers' health plan and push back on free work. Mulroney has served as vice president of the union and ran unopposed for the union's top job. So there you go. Now you're all caught up on the guilds.
I love it. I love it. I love how we have 2 big names at the leadership of the helms of those direct unions. But we're heading over to Disney. Of course, we love starting the studio talk with Disney. And of course, the biggest thing being Jimmy Kimmel returned bigly. Yep, that's right. Jimmy Kimmel Live returned to the airways Tuesday night, I believe, whopping to 6.3 million viewers on Tuesday, marking its most regular watched scheduled program episode ever. Now, the series has only seen a larger audience than that twice in its history during special Sunday episodes that air directly after 2006 Super Bowl and then after 2014's Oscars. Now, Tuesday's broadcast also represents a 343% increase from the previous season's average of 1.4 million viewers. Now, among the aged adults 18 to 49, Jimmy Kimmel Live hit a 0.87 rating, marking a 568% increase from the previous season's average of 0.13, as well as the best demo rating for a regular scheduled episode since 2015. Of course, everybody wanted to know what he had to say, and it was a great show. Emily and I sat there and watched it the entire thing, but yeah, super enjoyed it.
Yeah, and listen, guys, that 18 to 49 demo, that's not just the target audience for us in the entertainment industry. That's the target audience for politics, okay? And if you don't think your voice matters, it absolutely does. You rising up in defense of Jimmy Kimmel not only got him back on the air on ABC Disney, but we just found out, breaking right before we started recording, it also got him back on air on the local affiliates of Sinclair Broadcasting and Nexstar. That's right. You broke them too by raising your voice, and he will be back on everywhere. So congratulations, and keep speaking, keep rising up, y'all. Who we don't want to keep rising up, take it easy, buddy. Come on, you're not Tom Cruise. I'm talking about, of course, Tom Holland. If you guys didn't hear, he suffered a mild concussion on the set of his upcoming superhero movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, the star is taking a break from filming as a precaution and will return to set soon, so don't worry. Sony, who is producing the movie alongside Marvel Studios, of course, met earlier this week and made a decision to shut down production for a week. A source close to the production says that shooting is expected to start up again Monday on the September 29th and will not have an impact on the film's July 31st, 2026 release date. Nobody else was injured during the incident. Spider-Man Brand New Day, of course, began production in Glasgow early August. Last month, if you guys didn't see it, Sony released a video of Holland on set in his new Spidey suit. The first time he's been back as Spider-Man, if you can believe this, since 2021 Spider-Man No Way Home. It's been a while, so I can't wait, man. It's going to be exciting.
Super freaking excited for that one, but I'm probably more excited for this one than you are. And other news that is happening at Disney.
Your draft winner.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. At 20th Century Studios, they have released a new official poster and trailer for Avatar: Fire and Ash. Now, this is the third film in James Cameron's Avatar series, which is set to release on December 19th. The trailer shows the return of Jake Sully, of course, played by Sam Worthington, and his family, this time at war with the enemy Na'vi tribe on Pandora. A fourth Avatar movie is already expected to release in 2029. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And a fifth one in 2031. I don't even want to know how old I'll be then.
I'm not going to say how old I'll be then, but it's good.
Yeah, right. Here's an interesting fact for you, though, that you might not know. The Avatar movies have been Cameron's only directorial features of the 21st century.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cameron began developing Avatar back in the 1990s, but it took over a decade for the technology to catch up for the concept. Now, the film's special effects are handled by Weta Workshop and showcase pioneering filmmaking technology in motion capture and CGI.
And if that doesn't have you excited enough, my son-in-law friend, if the new poster and the Avatar Fire and Ash trailer, again, don't have all of you excited enough, well, guess what? Avatar: The Way of the Water is returning to theaters on October 3rd. And if the fans who go to see that film, okay, if you go to see it, you're going to be rewarded with a sneak peek at Fire and Ash. But here's the really cool thing. Each screening of The Way of Water re-release will be accompanied by never-before-seen Fire and Ash footage. However, not every screening will offer the same experience. There are 3 different brand new clips from Fire and Ash that will play after The Way of Water, but each screening will only play one of the 3. Now, I know there are diehard motherfuckers out there that are going to try to see all 3. They're going to go see it at 18 different theaters to try to, maybe you will, maybe you don't. But that is kind of cool that they're doing that to ramp it up. That's a cool way to market it, I think.
Yeah, completely agree. Even though I think that this last trailer that they just gave us was a little lackluster, in my opinion.
I thought so too. The graphics look good. I mean, it looks good, but it just didn't seem very I gotta see it, right?
I know. I like the first one better. I like the first trailer better, that's for sure.
Same.
But hey, all you Star Wars fans out there, Baby Grogu, that guy right there, we're one more step to seeing him on the big screen.
Yes.
That's right. This past week, we saw the first poster and trailer for director Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian and Grogu for the upcoming film starring Pedro Pascal, of course, as his Mandalorian Disney Plus series character, and it has been revealed. That's right. In the trailer, Mando and Grogu meet Weaver and White's character and fight a variety of evil robots and a sci-fi beast. There are also cameos from the adorable Rise of Skywalker alien race, Babu Frick and Zeb Orlerios from Star Wars Rebels. The 2 heroes fight what appears to be a Raincar-like lizard monster in Rhoda, the Hutt arena, and bring down a lumbering AT-AT, or AT-AT, or which
Yes.
following falls down a mountainside in an epic fashion. Now, here's the official logline of this film. The evil empire has fallen, and imperial warlords remain scattered throughout the galaxy. As the fleeting New Republic works to protect everything the rebellion fought for, they have enlisted the help of the legendary Mandalorian bounty hunter Din Djarin, of course, played by Pedro Pascal, and his young apprentice Grogu. Now, Mandalorian and Grogu was first announced in January of 2024 as the next Star Wars movie in development and is set theaters on May 22nd, 2026. I know what I'm doing for my birthday next year. Now, in addition to Pascal's masked Mandalorian character and his adorable sidekick Grogu, better known as Baby Yoda, the cast also includes Sigourney Weaver as a fighter pilot, Jeremy Allen White as Jabba the Hutt's son Rhoda, and Johnny Coyne as an Emperor Warlord. So, if that doesn't have you exciting, I don't know what will.
Jeremy Allen White is Jabba the Hutt's son. Is this going to be like a Vin Diesel, like, because you remember how Jabba talked? Yeah. Like, is that what Jeremy's going to get paid like $80 million to, muzzle a few words? Okay, we gave you the good, we gave you the bad, but we can live with it. Now's the ugly. Disney is raising the prices of its Disney Plus and Hulu plans in the U.S., including most bundles. And sorry, but it's coming next month. The standalone Disney Plus with ad service is rising from $9.99 to $11.99 a month starting October 21st, while the Disney Plus Premium without ads is going from $15.99 to $18.99 a month. Now, the Hulu standalone plan with ads is increasing from $9.99 to $11.99 a month as of the same date, with the premium version of Hulu with no ads will remain at $18.99 per month. Now, in addition, the price of ESPN Select, which has more limited content than the lineup recently launched on ESPN Unlimited, will increase from $11.99 to $12.99 per month on October 31st or 21st. But for now, the introductory price of the Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Unlimited bundle with ads is going to stay the same, $29.99 per month for the first 12 months. Guys, this is the third time in 3 years that Disney is raising the prices of the streaming services in the U.S. After price hikes, of course, came on Disney Plus and Hulu last October and in the October of 20. At least they're consistent with what month they do it. To be fair, the premium one jumping to $18.99 is about the same price that I'm paying for Max without ads and stuff. I mean, it's not like it's, but it sucks. Any increase sucks.
Completely agree. Yeah, I think I read somewhere like they've averaged like an increase every year since they've launched or something like that.
Basically, with the exception of one. Yeah, it's like nuts.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. The world we live in. But hey, at least we get to see sexy people running down the beach again, saving lives as lifeguards. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. That's right. Fox is bringing back Baywatch. They have officially given it a straight-to-series order for the reboot Legendary Lifeguard series to air during the 2026-2027 broadcast season. Now, Fox Entertainment and Fremantle are co-producing the reboot, which has been given a 12-episode order. Now, Matt Nix will serve as an executive showrunner and executive producer, with Michael Burke, Grade Bonan, Dante Di Loreto, Doug Schwartz will also serve as executive producer. Now, Burke, Bonan, and Schwartz were the creators of the original series, to give you all a little backstory. Now, Fremantle began toying with the idea of the reboot series and its iconic red swimsuits in the early days of 2018, with Fox coming aboard in 2024, and I think we announced it then that it was talks about it was happening. Yeah. Because I remember I photoshopped our heads on bodies. With the script plus permanently committed, no cast members are attached to this reboot yet, but I bet you we'll have some casting announcements soon.
I would assume. I just don't get it. I don't understand. When they did the Baywatch movie with The Rock, it bombed. They just had that surf show that was basically a Baywatch ripoff, right, on Fox. They canceled it last week. Yeah. So I don't understand why they think. I like Matt Nix. He's had a string of hit shows, but I just don't think this is going to work. Oh, well. Moving on over to Warner Brothers Discovery for now. James Gunn's Superman to no surprise, is currently the most watched film on HBO Max, having been released, of course, to the streamer on September 19th, following its strong theatrical run where it became the highest-grossing Superman film in the U.S. Now, this success has led to significant viewership increases for other DC properties on the streaming platforms as well, of course, Peacemaker, which ties into it. But it also saw a 1,206% surge for Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, which is out fucking standing documentary. You guys have to see it. A 332% rise for Richard Donner's original Superman the movie, and even the dreaded, hated Snyderverse Man of Steel got a 218% bump. So there you go, man. People are loving Superman, and I'm loving it.
I definitely feel like it brought interest back to the entire franchise. It pumped new life into it, which is amazing, right? I mean, it's beautiful to see. It really
spoilers without spoilers, but the recent episode of Peacemaker, the most current, Superman's definitely going to be playing a part. I'm all saying. I'm just saying.
Oh, goodness. No doubt about it. That's for sure. But over at Warner Brothers, it's been one box office hit after another. They've been pretty successful this year, with 7 consecutive films having opened above $40 million. But the studio's streak of successful openings and Leonardo DiCaprio's box office draw will be put to the test this weekend with director Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another. Oh my goodness. So far, it's made $3.1 million in Thursday night previews. The epic action thriller is projected to open between $20 million to $25 million this weekend. I'm hoping a little bit more than that. Now, that is on par with DiCaprio's last opening weekend, of course, Killers of the Flower Moon, which was directed by his homeboy, the one and only Martin Scorsese. In 2023, the co-starred with Robert De Niro, who was Martin Scorsese's homeboy. It's just funny to use homeboy with those 3 people. Anyway,
yeah, sure.
However,
sure.
Oscar buzz and positive word of mouth for One Battle After Another boosts nearly a perfect 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, this could propel initial ticket sales higher, or at least help the film stick around beyond its opening weekend, which, fingers crossed, hopefully it will. And it is expected to collect another $20 million from international box office sales. I've heard nothing but good things about this, and so many 5-star reviewed on Letterboxd for this film. Fingers crossed, man. I'm going to go see it next week, but I want it to be great. I just want it to be great.
Yeah, same. It looks entertaining. It's original. Paul Thomas Anderson always delivers originality. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. I'm also really excited about this one. I didn't think I would be, but I do like Maggie Gyllenhaal as a director. And this trailer, what? Warner Brothers released the first trailer for Maggie's monster movie, The Bride, starring Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale. Now, the film's official synopsis, if you haven't heard, is a lonely Frankenstein travels to 1930s Chicago to seek the aid of Dr. Euphornius in creating a companion for himself. Now, the two reinvigorate a murdered young woman, and the bride is born. She is beyond what either of them intended, igniting a combustible romance, the attention of the police, and a wild and radical social movement. Inspired, of course, by James Whale's Bride of Frankenstein and Mary Shelley's 1818 Frankenstein novel, The Bride stars Buckley in the title role, while Bale plays Frankenstein's monster. The cast also includes Penelope Cruz as Myrna, Annette Bening, Maggie's brother-in-law, Peter Sarsgaard, Julianne Hough, and her brother, Jake Gyllenhaal. Warner Brothers is set to release The Bride in theaters on March 6, 2026. 1930 Chicago. Makes sense, because if you watch the trailer, it screams Bonnie and Clyde. I'm like, it's Bonnie and Clyde as Frankensteins. That's what just the whole vibe I got, and I loved it. It somehow worked. I'm like, if Bonnie and Clyde were Frankenstein, this would be it. I loved it, bro. I loved it.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. I love Maggie Gyllenhaal. Huge freaking fan of hers. So yeah, I'm super excited about that as well. Great first trailer. Trailer. But like we've been talking about on the show and social media this past couple weeks, it is awards season and love is in the air. And so are submission deadlines. The decision whether or not or how to even make a movie or a performer should contain campaign for the awards consideration is akin to whether a politician should run for president. The stakes are high, the costs are significant, and the ripple effects are long-lasting. Now, the strategic maneuvering becomes one of the most evident in the comedy versus drama debate surrounding several high-profile titles for this season's Golden Globes, with the submission deadlining looming on October 31st, Halloween night.
Yeah.
Now, Warner Brothers faces a pivotal decision for Zach Cregger's Weapons, the summer box office breakout that grossed $262 million worldwide. Industry sources say that the studio is weighing whether the position of the film in the Golden Globes in the comedy musical categories, where the competition may be lighter, or in the drama categories that traditionally carry more Oscar weight. Now, the film's lead actors, Josh Brolin and Julia Garner, both appeared headed for leading acting consideration. Makes sense, but it's Amy Madigan eyeing for her supporting actress run that many believe could land a nomination. Now, this is 30 years after the sole Oscar bid for Twice in a Lifetime back in 1985. Notably, the supporting acting categories at the Globes do not separate between comedy and drama, so the designation would neither help nor hurt her chances specifically. But I think everyone should be nominated for that film. It's a great film. It came out of nowhere, and it surprised audiences worldwide, especially domestically. So it definitely needs to be nominated somewhere.
Oh, without doubt, without doubt. And similarly, Warner Brothers has also contemplating the film we just talked about, whether to put it in the comedy musical placement for One Battle After Another, which of course we told you again opens this weekend. The studio faces a more complex challenge though with its female ensemble. Chase Infinity's breakout performance has generated significant word of mouth, but positioning her in the lead would leave more room for her co-stars, Teyana Taylor and Regina Hall, in supporting roles, and less of a chance of a classic vote-splitting dilemma that has derailed campaigns in the past. No final decisions have been made yet. I'm sure they're going to wait on performance and see, but that does make sense. Vote splitting has hurt Oscar contenders before, so where they nominate everybody and then nobody gets it. So, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, speaking of weapons, though, specifically that film, it has become like a cultural phenomenon, right? I mean, director Zach Cregger has even more plans for Aunt Gladys, and wickedly talented occult expert played by Amy Magden, of course, like I was just talking about. Cregger has directly confirmed that he is developing a weapons prequel that will focus more on her character, affirming reports that follow-up was in the works. While studios often get to work on sequels for the films after it becomes a big hit, Cregger says that he had already been mulling the concept for an Aunt Gladys prequel before Weapons even came out at the box office. And even after its success, grossing more than, like I said earlier, $260 million worldwide. Only makes sense.
I guess, because I'm guessing in test screenings with test audiences, she was creepy as fuck. I'd be thinking, let me do another movie with her.
So good, yeah.
All right, let's go on over to Paramount, a Skydance company. No surprise here. They announced the appointment of Markin Delarim, who, if you haven't heard, advised Skydance on its takeover of Paramount Global as their chief legal officer. Why is this important, y'all? Well, he was formerly an assistant attorney general overseeing the U.S. Department of Justice's antitrust division during President Trump's first term. We all know where that's going. Delarim starts in the new role October 6th, overseeing all legal, regulatory, and compliance and public policy matters for the company, including oversight of Paramount's newly put together government relations team. Now, notably, as head of the DOJ's antitrust division, Delarim greenlit Disney's $71 billion acquisition of Fox back in the day, a deal that closed, of course, in 2019. His hiring comes after news broke that David Ellison, chairman and CEO of Paramount Skydance, is putting together a bid to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery in its entirety. What would that need? FCC approval. How do you get that? By making your lead attorney a pocket socket puppet for Trump. Make no mistake, this appointment is with one intention, to get Warner Brothers Discovery, which would need that approval. I mean, duh.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I mean, also, two key leaders at CBS are staying in place, with Amy Raschenbach. Sorry if I butchered that name, but pretty cool name. And David Staff. Sorry about that one too. Signing new 3-year deals with the company. Now, with the signings, Raschenbach will remain as president of CBS Entertainment, while Staff will continue to helm CBS Studios. Now, according to an individual with knowledge on the situation, both executives have re-upped their contracts prior to the closing of the Skydance Paramount merger. Now, Paramount insiders were hopeful that Paramount Skydance CEO David Ellison would take a "don't fix it what if it isn't broken" approach to CBS specifically, given the division's continued success under Rastenbach and Staff. The new contracts are certainly a sign of stability at CBS, though, while numerous of other divisions within Paramount have been subject to multiple rounds of layoffs as of late. The new Skydance leadership regime is also expected to announce between 2,000 to 3,000 more layoffs by early November. So that's super terrifying for anybody who has a job over there.
Yeah. And I saw this team is, as they're kicking off all the premieres, coming up, their marketing strategy is comfort television. Come home to comfort television, and they're bragging about their long-term series and they're reliable. I like that. I mean, it's kind of corny, but I like it. I don't know. This is not okay. We all knew it was coming, and if you haven't caught up on Fire Country, I'm sorry. Spoiler warnings. It's out there everywhere anyway, so you can't help but see it. CBS isn't going to make viewers wait until the October 17th premiere to find out who survived that massive fire in Fire Country's finale last season. The first trailer for season 4 dropped this week, and it did reveal that our favorite beloved father, Vince, did indeed die in the burning building that the finale ended with, while both Sharon and his dad, Walter, survived. And Bodie seemingly had to be locked up in a truck in order to save his life too, because he was for sure trying to run back into that building. Now, in the trailer, Bodie reminds everybody of that. Jake won't allow Bodie to run back inside, and he yells, "I will never forgive you for this." I guess not, because Dad's dead now. After the fire, the trailer cuts to Bodie giving a eulogy at the father's funeral. "I'm going to spend the rest of my career protecting my father's town, my father's station, and my father's mission," he says. Later, it's revealed that he feels that means he should be the battalion chief, telling Jake, "It's my birthright." Uh-oh. Elsewhere, the trailer previews a grieving Sharon, of course, telling the 42 that they're all suspended from active duty, and Audrey's return. Oh, plus, this one's sad, but I hate it, but I get it. Gabriella, Stephanie Arcella, of course, tells Bodie she still loves him, and even though she is back for the premiere, they have also confirmed that she is exiting the series after the premiere episode. But she is coming back. The plans, I guess, from what I understand, from what I'm hearing, from what I'm seeing, is she'll make appearances because they want that love story to be the love story. Just not now. Okay, whatever. I am sad about Vince, though. I'm sad about Vince. I love Vince, man.
Yeah. Like, I mean, and it sounds like they're going very Thor Loki with this brotherly relationship.
Yeah.
My birthright. This is my blah, blah, blah.
They were clearly setting that up, though. That's been coming, I think. So,
for sure. Man, need to catch up on that one. That's for sure.
You do, bro.
Well, in other news, NBC Universal has released, oh my goodness, 2 new posters and a final trailer for Wicked for Good.
Yes.
Sorry.
You got to lose that. That's not the song, man. It's a new song now.
I know. The follow-up to 2024's film adaptation of course, the Broadway hit musical. Now, the finale will release to theaters on November 21st. Now, per the official logline for this sequel, set in the land of Oz, before and after Dorothy Gale's arrival from Kansas, will cover the events of the musical's second act, following Elphaba and Glinda's friendship being put to the test as they embrace their new respective identities as the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda the Good Witch of the North, and how the consequences of their actions will change Oz forever. The new trailer trailer shows a first look at Dorothy, the Tin Man, and Scarecrow, and my favorite personally, the Cowardly Lion. Briefly, just briefly, the first Wicked grossed about $756 million at the worldwide box office, ranking it as the highest grossing Broadway adaptation ever. And man, oh man, it's definitely crossing $1 billion. We've agreed on that before.
I think so. Yeah, I really do. And we did hear Tin Man speak in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did hear Tin Man speak. And you know what, though? The one thing that's missing? Where is the sister that the house drops on? They have yet to make a reference about her yet.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. But
I believe that actress is in a wheelchair in real life, too. So, I mean, we got to know more about it.
Yeah, exactly. This one has me fired up. This sounds like a really cool idea. Focus Features has unveiled Focus Fest, an immersive one-day festival experience on the Universal Studios lot in LA. The event will take place on October 18th, with Focus insiders receiving early access to tickets before the rest of the general public. Now, the inaugural event will feature Focus Features films, such as the Coen brothers' The Big Lebowski, Emerald Fennell's directorial debut, Promising Young Woman, and here's the real one. This is why I'm excited about it. An advanced screening of Yorgos Lanthimos' Bugonia, starring Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons, which everything we've seen from that thing, that looks amazing. So to get an advanced screening of it on Universal's lot, badass. That's pretty cool.
Completely agree. They have some epic posters for this thing too, and oh my gosh, I want to get my hands on it so bad.
Yes.
But anyway, oh my goodness. Am I the drama? No, I'm the drama. Taylor Swift is always the drama. She is set to return to The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon on October 6th, just days after the October 3rd release date of her 12th studio album, Life of a Showgirl.
Yes.
The episode is also featured guest Carrie Russell and a musical performance by The Format. That will air on or at 11:35 p.m. Eastern Pacific Time on NBC and streams next day on Peacock, of course. The Tonight Show teased Swift's appearance via social media with a Showgirl-themed video trailer utilizing Swift's stylish Easter eggs, including the number 13, Vegas Showgirls, and the album's unofficial catchphrase, and baby, that's show business for you. Man, oh man, if anything is a sure thing in the entertainment industry, it's Taylor Swift. That's for sure.
Yeah, that'll be Jimmy's highest rated show in years. There's no doubt about it. It's a guaranteed slam dunk. No doubt about it. If you guys know, it is premiere week, and NBC, Law & Order Thursday was back, baby. Yeah! And you know, we heard, there were rumors, we were all worried, because last season, McCad Brooks was spotty in appearances as you know, in Law & Order. Well, they did write him out. Not going to tell you how, but they did write him out. And apparently now he is being replaced, y'all, by David Ajala. He's been cast in Law & Order Season 25 as a series regular and will play a detective alongside Detective Vincent Riley, who, of course, is played by Reed Scott. Now, additional Season 25 cast members, of course, include returning Tony Goldwyn, Maura Tierney, Odelia Halevi, and Hugh Dancy. Ayala is, of course, best known for playing Cleveland Book Booker on the Paramount Plus series Star Trek Discovery. Season 25 of Law & Order, as I said, premiered yesterday, Thursday, on NBC and is streaming on Peacock. And an OG SVU, it's been a while, guys, it's been a while. An OG SVU character bit the bucket, guys, kicked it, done, over. I'm not going to tell you, but check out Law & Order Thursdays, man. I love it. I love Law & Order. You guys know.
It's so awesome, man. It's so awesome. NBC is always reliable. And I got to say, they're reliable for more things than one. That's for sure. Because Lucy Liu is set to lead an upcoming Peacock crime drama series, Super Fakes. Now, the show was originally announced back in January with the series order. Now, what we have for you today is the log line. A small-time Chinatown luxury counterfeit dealer, who is Lucy Liu, enters a dangerous black market underworld in order to fund a life of suburban respectability for her family. That's all we really want,
Yeah,
right? We
right?
just want to be in the suburbs, white picket fence.
That's
Lou
right.
will also executive produce in addition to starring in this bad boy. I love Lucy Liu, to be honest. She was one of my first ever crushes with her Charlie's Angels franchises, so I'll be watching Super Fakes. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. When I was first reading this story and putting it all together, I swear to God, I thought it said Super Flakes. And I'm like, that's a great name for a fucking cereal, Super Flakes.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
but Super Fakes, hence the counterfigure, not Flakes. Not Flakes, just Kellogg's call me Super Flakes. Let's go. Sony, jumping over to Sony. Our boy, my favorite writer, Aaron Sorkin, follow-up to The Social Network has a name. It's now officially titled The Social Reckoning and will hit theaters on October 9th of next year. Now, Mikey Madison, Jeremy Allen White, Bill Burr, and Jeremy Strong will star in The Social Reckoning with, get this, guys, this one's a shocker to me, but I like it, with Jeremy Strong confirmed to play Mark Zuckerberg. That's going to be an interesting dynamic switch from, right? Like, whoa. But here's why we're getting an older version. The film is going to tell the true story of how Francis Haugen, a young Facebook engineer, enlisted the help of Jeff Horowitz, a Wall Street Journal reporter, to go on a dangerous journey that ends up blowing the whistle on the social network's most guarded secrets. Now, Horowitz's reporting was a series of articles known as the Facebook Files and was published in 2021 and exposed Facebook for its harmful effects on teens and its knowing proliferation and misinformation, which contributed to acts of political violence. So, yeah, this one's going to piss a lot of people off, too, in the Facebook and Meta organization like the first one did, but oh well!
The beautiful thing about Mark Zuckerberg's life is I feel you could literally franchise it. Like there's so many
without
different
doubt.
stories and so many different scenarios that man has been through that could be movies. So
Yeah,
I love
Jesse
that.
Eisenberg, Jeremy Strong. They are two very specific actors in how they... It's going to be weird to see the difference in the way they portray Zuckerberg, who himself is a very odd, specific guy, right? Like, that's... I can't wait. I can't wait.
For sure, for sure. Well, in other news pertaining to Sony, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, the third installment in Sony's animated web-slinging trilogy, has moved up its release to June 18th of 2027. The Marvel adaptation was previously scheduled for June 25th of 2027. On its new spot, Spider-Verse will open around two holidays, Father's Day and Juneteenth. It'll land 1 week after the Universal's live-action How to Train Your Dragon 2 and on the same day as Disney's animated adventure Gatto. Beyond the Spider-Verse concludes the trilogy that began back in 2018's with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and continued with 2023's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The series centers on Brooklyn high schooler Miles Morales, of course, who becomes the new Spider-Man and joins his Spider family, Spider people, from parallel universes to save New York City and other multiversal locales from various threats. Plot details about the third film haven't really been revealed yet, but the story presumably involves Miles Morales facing another crisis, and if you watch the second one, you should know where it goes.
Yes.
So I'm super excited about it, and yeah, them moving it up is probably like, look, we're doing good, because remember, they kept pushing it back.
Yeah, no, I love that they moved it up. I do not love that they opened it against a Disney animated film, though. It's like they're taking a jab at them. Those two just can't get along. It's like, man, come on, man. You know, they're not just killing it with groundbreaking animation, they're also killing it with anime. Sony's riding high with Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle. Hey, I did that pretty fucking well. Which recently became the highest grossing anime film ever with more than $555 million globally. This film is backed by Sony-owned Crunchyroll in North America, the United Kingdom, and Brazil, as well as Toho and Aniplex in Japan and other Asian markets. Now, the film is the first in a planned 3-film series about a boy who becomes a demon slayer to avenge his family and find a cure for his sister who was turned into a demon. I had no idea this was going to be a trilogy, but I guess when you make $500 million, you become a trilogy.
Well, we were talking about that past week, how we need more Gen Alpha to come back to the theaters, and this is the way they're doing it. Anime sing-alongs, and it's working, so I can't complain.
Right?
I'm happy about it. Well, now we're heading over to Amazon MGM Studios, where Yara Shahidi will star opposite of Jason Statham in The Beekeeper 2. Now, the forthcoming sequel to Miramax's hit action film, The Beekeeper 2, distributed worldwide by Amazon MGM Studios and produced and financed by Miramax. It is expected to start production this fall, with Jeremy Irons also returning to the cast. Details about Shahidi's role are being kept way under wraps, but of course we know Shahidi is best known for her breakout role in the Emmy-winning and Golden Globe-winning ABC series Blackish, and as the star and executive producer of the long-running spin-off series Freeform's Grownish, which I'm a super big fan of.
Yeah.
So this makes sense.
Absolutely. Exciting. You know what else is exciting, especially for people of my generation? Rick Moranis. It's been confirmed, guys. Everybody was waiting. Everybody wanted it. It's happening. He's officially ending his decades-long hiatus from live-action acting to return for Spaceballs 2, a sequel to the 1987, of course, sci-fi parody Spaceballs. Now, he is reprising the beloved and hilarious role of Lord Darkhelmet alongside Bill Pullman as Lone Star, Mel Brooks as the Yoda-esque being Yogurt, Daphne Zuniga as Princess Vespa, and George Weiner as Colonel Sanders. Now, they'll be joined by newcomers to the goofy intergalactic adventure, including Josh Gad, Kiki Palmer, Bill Pullman's son Louis Pullman, and Anthony Carrigan. Amazon MGM has confirmed the full cast now that production is actually underway. The studio also shared a behind-the-scenes photo of the stars, writers, and directors at a table read. Spaceballs 2 is aiming to land in theaters in 2027. Now, I was 17 when Spaceballs came out. I have to rewatch it because I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen this film only twice. First time in theaters, one at home. Fucked up both times. I've never watched it not fucked up, so I really don't know what... It's fucking hilarious fucked up. I've never watched it, so I want to give it a shot when I'm not inebriated or high and see what it's like, because I'm betting it's still funny. I don't know, like just...
For sure. Yeah, super interested to see how they are going to do it in, current day time.
Oh, without doubt.
It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. Well, in other news, Peter Friedlander, the former head of scripted U.S. and Canadian television over at Netflix, has been hired by Amazon MGM Studios as the head of global television. He will enter the role on October 6th, having left Netflix in August after nearly 14 years at the streamer. Now, Friedlander serves as the successor to Vernon Sanders, who stepped down as the TV boss earlier in September. While Netflix has helped oversee some of Netflix's earliest hits, such as House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, as well as current tentpoles like Wednesday, Monster franchise, Bridgerton, of course. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he brings to Amazon MGM, because I think Amazon MGM content is kind of in the shadows of Paramount Plus's content. They make kind of the same stuff, but Amazon just doesn't do it as well. So we'll see what he brings to the table.
I would agree with that. I think, honestly, the only real hit that everybody can agree on is Reacher. It's coming out of there. I think that's the only TV hit that they really consistently have. I mean, so I would agree with you. No doubt this one's a TV hit and everybody's excited. And now, even after this trailer, even more so. The first trailer for season 2 of Netflix's Nobody Wants This has been released. The second season will premiere all episodes, on October 23rd. Now, following the events of season 1, the show will follow Joanne, played by the lovely Kristen Bell, and Noah, played by the equally lovely Adam Brody, as they begin to navigate their newfound relationship, as they begin to grow closer after Joanne admitted, remember, towards the end of the first season, that she wasn't fully ready to convert to Judaism. Now, the second season will not only explore Joanne and Noah's relationship, I'm really excited about this one, we're going to dive deeper into Sasha and Esther's long-lasting marriage. That's going to be fun, because I loved that back and forth between those two characters as well. So I'm so pumped. It has me worried, though. I'm not going to lie. The trailer has me a little worried. There's some problems. Uh-oh. What? But I'm pumped, bro. I love this show.
Oh yeah, it's super easy to watch. We started watching it again the other night just to
Yeah.
go to bed to. It's super fun, super fun. Well, Hallmark and Netflix have entered in this huge, crazy, expansive deal. That's for sure. It's an output deal, and it brings the channel series The Way Home
Yes.
and other selected films to the US audience and some Hallmark signature holiday movies to Netflix. Users outside of the US, the companies had partnered on with an output deal last year that brought 10 of Hallmark's
Yep.
Christmas movies to the platform. And according to Jesse Wallace, who is the senior vice president and head of distribution at Hallmark Media, the company saw huge results on both Hallmark Channel and Hallmark Plus in the aftermath of that deal. The first two seasons of The Way Home will debut on Netflix in the US starting next month. Season 3 in February of 2026, and then of season 4 in the late 2026 year, after its debut on Hallmark Channel and, of course, Hallmark Plus. I don't care what anybody says. Hallmark is super underrated, and bringing it to Netflix, I think, is a super smart decision because more people have Netflix than they have Peacock. And I know there's those two deals happening right now. So Hallmark is very smart with starting to elaborate on what that deal is with Netflix, right?
Yeah, no doubt, because the deal at Peacock ended. And I think a
Oh,
lot
I
of
didn't know
people
that.
were freaking out about how am I going to watch if I don't have Hallmark Plus? How am I going to watch The Way Home? Because that was huge for them. Well, you're going to watch it on Netflix, which, again,
Love
like
it.
you said, has a longer, bigger, and the stars, they were all over posting. They're thrilled they're going to be on Netflix because you see the resurgence that Suits had and all these shows. They know it's going to
Oh
be
yeah.
huge for them. So, what else is huge? I am so fucking excited about this. Allison Janney and Bradley Whitford are back in the West Wing, baby. No, 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 not the way you're thinking, but both have been promoted to series regular status for The Diplomat Season 4. I know what you're thinking. We haven't even gotten season 3 yet. I know the news comes ahead of the launch of season 3 of the critically acclaimed Netflix series, which of course debuts next month on the 16th. Now, Janney first joined the show in its second season, while Whitford joins in this upcoming season. Both actors have been guest stars on the show up to this point, but the season 4 renewal was announced back in May with production set to begin this fall. Now, if you didn't know, Janney played Vice President Grace Penn in the series, who at the end of last season, became the president of the United States, joining into season 3 or going into season 3 following the death of President Rayburn. Whitford is set to play First Gentleman Todd Penn, Grace's husband. I loved them as CJ and Josh, so their dynamic together has always been fun. I think this is going to be great. This is going to be fantastic, and it's a great show. Have you jumped on this one yet?
I haven't.
It's the
I
one with
haven't.
Kerry Russell. Brilliant.
Mhm.
It's outstanding. Highly recommend. Highly recommend.
For sure. Well, rounding out our industry news, we're heading over to Apple, where they made a shockingly interesting decision in this political climate, that's for sure. They have decided, Apple TV Plus has decided to postpone the premiere of Jessica Chastain's drama series, The Savant, The Savant?
The
Is that what that-
Savant.
The Savant, offering another chilling example of how business giants are running scared of President Trump's administration and bowing to the pressure of before it even exists. The series has been scheduled to premiere today, and Apple TV Plus spokesperson kept out and said, in quote, "After careful considerations, we have made the decision to postpone The Savant. We appreciate your understanding and look forward to the release of the series at a future date." Based on Cosmopolitan's 2019's article, is it possible to stop a mass shooting before it happens? The Savant follows Jodie Goodwin, who's played by Chastain, a top secret investigator and a veteran who, as an employee of the fictional Anti-Hate Alliance, infiltrates online hate groups in an effort to stop large-scale attacks of domestic terrorism. Now, in the series adaptation by Melissa James Gibson, it is based on a real-life woman profiled in the Cosmo story, but carefully conceals her identity, of course.
Yes. Now, of course, Jessica Chastain did speak out on it being delayed. She emphasized that while she values her partnership with Apple and deeply respects their team, she does not agree with delaying the series. Here's her full statement that she put out. Quote, in the last 5 years since we've been making the show, we've seen an unfortunate amount of violence in the United States. The kidnapping attempt of Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, the January 6th attack on the Capitol, the assassination attempts on President Trump, the political assassinations of Democratic representatives in Minnesota, the attack on Speaker Pelosi's husband, the assassination of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, the recent shooting at an ABC affiliate station in California, and over 300 school shootings across this country. These incidents, though far from encompassing the full range of violence witnessed in the United States, do illustrate a broader mindset that crosses the political spectrum and must be confronted. I have never shied away from difficult subjects, and while I wish the show wasn't so relevant, unfortunately, it is. The Savant is about the heroes who work every day to stop violence before it happens, and honoring their courage feels more urgent than ever. So while I respect Apple's decision to pause the release for now, I remain hopeful the show will reach audiences soon. Until then, I'm wishing safety and strength for everyone, and I'll let you know if and when the Savant is released. I agree 1000% with that statement. We started it off with what we thought about freedom of expression and freedom of speech and how relevant everything is. We're ending it with that. Well done, Jessica Chastain, and I agree with you. Come on, Apple. Come on.
Yeah. I'm not surprised though, because Apple doesn't play by anybody else's rules. They're just trying to sell phones. Let's be honest about it. They don't really care. I mean, they want to be in the Hollywood landscape. Obviously, they have great shows, but like, it's not their most important
But Tim
thing.
Cook is in the buddy room with the rest of them with Trump.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Which I guess I've been listening to all these different podcasts about different things, but all of these big tech people are trying to stay in the good graces of the administration because they need land. They need facilities for AI, because AI, I guess, takes a lot of freaking power and generated power that, like, they need more property. They need more space. Like, so I guess they need that from the government. So they're trying to all,
and look at what Trump just did, bro. He just hammered trucking companies and furniture companies. Anybody that's not building shit in the U.S., he put 100% tariff on.
Insane.
So can you imagine what would happen at Apple if he put 100% tariff on the phones that were being made overseas?
Yeah, right.
That would fuck them up big time.
Yeah.
So I see why they're like, oh, wait a minute, we're just going to delay this show.
Exactly. That's why Tim Cook brought him, like, fucking the Trump Award. Or
Yeah.
It's
just like,
that super weird
and
thing.
Zuckerberg caught on the hot mic going, what do you want me to say? Like, I mean, come on, man.
Exactly. Like, whatever. It's fine.
Exactly.
But anyway, that's our industry news, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it. A lot of news, a lot of things happening. Tried to fit it all in one, and we got it in like 54 minutes. So we're rocking and rolling, man. We're rocking and rolling.
Yes.
But now it is time for our top 5. And this week it is top 5 favorite timeless films. Man, oh man, I'm super excited to hear your thought process behind your whole list. And I tried to be a little different for different scenarios. What was your approach for your list?
I really went with ones that I defined timeless as no matter when you watch it, it's still relevant. And so that's how I kind of approached it. Like, we're still going through things that these 5 films talk about or deal with. And so, yeah, it's interesting. One of them, I know you're going to ask, what the fuck do you mean? How is that relevant? How are we dealing with it? But I'll explain. Anyway.
I kind of went the same route. Well, starting with my number 5, I'm talking about Selena, played by the one and only Jennifer Lopez, Jenny from the Block herself.
Yes.
The reason I wanted to put this film on the map for this list is because that film specifically for the Hispanic and Mexican community was huge. Selena was such a big, about to be global star. And what it does is show you how fame can take people you love, maybe even in your inner circles, or people who you don't even know, and kind of bring them to madness. And this is the terror behind fame, basically.
Yes.
That's what I look at this film as. It's the terror behind fame, even when you have somebody who was as young as she was, about to, I believe she was like on the cusp of releasing an American album, an English album. And then literally a woman who was the leader of her fan club that was in her inner circle, like killed her,
Yeah,
which is
became
crazy.
obsessed with her. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like I
just
remember, like Netflix has a whole documentary on it if everybody wants to go watch it. But from what was portrayed in the film, from what I've seen from the documentary, and from so many different sources, she was a light in a dark world, and I think it's important, and I think this film is timely because I don't think the pedestal that we put celebrities or that fascination that we put celebrities in that box will ever go away.
no.
So this will always be a timeless film of what could happen if you become famous for a particular reason. So yeah, number 5 for me, Selena.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Love everything about that, the explanation, and it is an outstanding film and certainly launched Jennifer Lopez to household name.
Especially acting, yeah.
Yeah, without doubt. My number 5, I feel like it's timeless in the sense that we always have shark attacks. I'm of course talking about Jaws. Every year, Shark Week, every summer we're hearing about attacks. It's like no matter where you're at, right? And it's the idea of terror. People like to be scared. People like the idea of not knowing and this is the epitome of, right? And I think any time that a movie can change an entire generation, change culture, like it literally terrified people. You know, there were towns where tourism depended on the beach where people weren't showing up. Like that, I ain't going to the beach, a shark attack. You know, anytime a film that can make an impact like that, I think it's huge. And it still does. They just recently re-released it for its 50th anniversary. It was packed. People still find it relevant. They still find it entertaining to watch. It's a timeless story of people just trying to make it. And what do you do when the unexpected happens? That's why I chose it, because it does represent one of those, you have this thing happen, it's out of your control, what can you do? And you know, unfortunately, the shark attacks happen. And, you know, sharks get a bad rep for it, but it's really not their fault. We're invading their space. It's their domain. I mean, kind of get what you asked for if you go. I'm just saying. So, but yeah, my number 5, Jaws, man.
Great pick, great pick. I just recently watched it for the first time ever, and I really wish I would have went and saw it in theaters.
Oh.
So maybe when it comes back, hopefully for the 60th anniversary, it'll
Yeah.
go back in theaters. But I loved it. I was super terrified because, you know, the expectation of what this film is. I just didn't want to be disappointed with new age technology, with CGI and everything, and I was not. It was a great film. It's my wallpaper on my desktop right now.
Hell yeah.
It was a great film. Absolutely.
And
love
that
it.
shark was a nightmare. Bruce, that
Yeah.
shark was, and you could go see it at the Academy's Museum. That thing is
Yes.
the real thing. Yeah, that was more terrifying for Spielberg than actual sharks. He's like, can we just go film actual sharks? Fuck. So good, though. So good, man.
So good. Number 4 for me goes to the one and only John Singleton himself. Oh my goodness. Boys in the Hood.
Yes.
Boys in the Hood, I feel like, is so relevant every single day, every single year, especially in California. Just being a black man growing up in Compton or in Inglewood, any of the places out in California where this is an everyday occurrence, where the gang activity is rampant. It is something that is dealt with every single day. I mean, sometimes it's peaceful, sometimes it's violent. And especially those who are caught in the middle, who are not involved in any of that, can sometimes play a part to where they end up losing their own lives. Spoiler alert, kind of what happened in this film. But it's a representation of what it means to grow up black in America. And it's a great film that I think every young person, teenage person, should watch, because like it is to the point where you see how older people and older audiences, especially if you look different from them, will treat you, will, you know, come at you if they feel like you're doing something wrong. It's definitely an adolescence type film for an up and coming person who is about to enter in adulthood. And I think what it does is show you the landscape that hasn't really changed. Hasn't really changed since we abolished slavery, honestly. So it's one of those things where you get an inside look at, their everyday life growing up in those areas. And I think this film is timeless because I don't think that's ever going away. And what this film does is show a expanded audience the representation of what is actually going on in those um, in those neighborhoods.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. But
Yeah.
yeah, Boys in the Hood, one of my all-time favorites. It's definitely timely because that situation I don't feel like will ever change.
No, no. And my number 4 is a direct mirror of yours. Mine, you have modern day gangsters. I have old school gangsters. And the similarities of what they went through. People forget that when the Italians and the Jewish first came to this country, they were treated like blacks. They were not okay. They had to, and they became gangsters for a reason. But what I like, very similar to your number 4 pick with Boys in the Hood, it's in these situations, in these neighborhoods, you don't have a choice. You either become part of the gangsterhood or you die. And it was the same with the Italian mob, and The Godfather highlights that really well. It's like, this is family. This is what you are destined to do and destined to be, and if you are not, well, we don't have room for you. And it takes a stark look at, and like you said, I have it on my list for the same reason, timeless in the sense of it still goes on. If you don't think that there is modern day gangsters happening, our government, modern day gangsters are real. It still happens. Organized crime is still a thing, y'all. Whether it's in the hood now with the black community or whether it's an Italian it is real. It is legit. And The Godfather for me is on my list as a timeless film because it reminds us we haven't really come anywhere. We are still in the situation. Everything that is in that film and represented in that film is still relevant today of what certain communities in our society deal with, as in your representation with number 4 with you. So yeah, my number 4, The Godfather, and I like that they kind of mirrored each other because it just shows you where we're at. We're still in the same bad place, basically, guys. I hate to say it, but
Yeah, it's a wild situation, that's for sure.
Yeah.
This is the first time in a while, to be honest, that I've seen all of your films, which is so funny. Because sometimes I was just like, damn it, it's on the list, but I just haven't got there yet. But yeah, that's
well, I
funny.
have seen all the ones on your list, obviously,
yeah.
but come on.
Number 3 for me goes to The Wood, which was shot by one and only Steven Bernstein, who we had on the show. If y'all go
Yes.
back and listen to his interview, he's a very intellectual cinematographer. He's a writer. He's a director now. GRQ is his new book. Go out and buy that. Amazon, blah, blah, blah. Okay, shameless plug over. The Wood. Okay, this film is about just the anxiety of getting married, the anxiety of maybe still holding on to your childhood. Like, for example, there's this particular scene in this film where the guy's about to get married, but he's like drunk and like from the night before. And he goes back to his ex-girlfriend's house from like high school because he feels like he still loves her, blah, blah, blah. But he's actually just afraid of turning into an adult and being committed to someone else for the rest of their lives. I love this film though because I mean it shows the reality of the massive amount of weight and responsibility that marriage is, and specifically in the Black community, in the African American community, because I mean I thought that was just special too because it's basically a time jump back and forth between their high school days and their current days leading up to the wedding. And it shows you this group of friends who all rallied together and really held each other accountable and really held each other close in their time of need. And even, they were the person who told each other, hey, knock the dirt off of your shoulder, get your ass back up, and handle your responsibilities. So, I mean, it's really cool to see, like, the friendship of the entire film. It's really cool to see the anxiety of the wedding lead up. I love that part. But this is a film that's highly underrated. I remember I watched this film when I was in high school on Netflix, like one random night, and it's become one of my all-time favorites. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful film. So yeah, number 3 for me, The Wood.
Love it. Love it. My number 3, a bit older.
Just a bit.
But it is a classic, and it is certainly timeless. And I am talking about Casablanca. Casablanca. Why is it on my list? Why do I consider it timeless? Because it represents what we all long for. Love. It's what Casablanca is all about. It's the ultimate love story. And love is timeless, y'all. It's what we all want. It's what we all yearn for. It's what we all hope to achieve. The ultimate love story. It's also a stark reminder that the ultimate love story doesn't always work out. But that is the reality of, right? And so it's almost impossible to not have on the list because it really is. And I think if you line up, 8 out of 10 people would tell you that their go-to love story is Casablanca, and from all different ages. It's like the representation of what? The fact that it took, place on the backdrop of the war, and the different, and the fact that it is real, and it doesn't work out at the end. He doesn't get the gal. I just think it makes it even more relevant and more timeless because who isn't going through that, or has gone through that, or hopes to go through that, as this film represents. And so, yeah, my number 3, Casablanca, man. Don't we all just want to be loved, man? We just want our dream girl. Come on.
That's right. That's right. Beautiful film. Obviously, I have the poster in the back. One of my all-time favorites. So I love it. I love it. Number 2 for me is one that every kid should watch. Probably my favorite John Hughes film, even though he has so many good ones. Let's be honest about it. But yeah, my absolute favorite. I'm talking about Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, come on. All the kids out there, they always try to plan, they try to scheme of ways to stay home and just enjoy their off day from school, obviously. And I mean, nobody can ever compare or live up to what Ferris Bueller's Day Off was. That film was honestly a perfect representation of what we want our sick days that we played hooky to be. Even as adults, when we play hooky from work, I want my days to be like Ferris Bueller's Day Off because it shows you the freedom that life can bring to you if you just say yes. Being a yes person is better for you than you think it is. Like, I think I was watching like Wheel of Fortune the other day, and like this dude was like, he was a yes person. So basically, if anybody presents him with a yes or no scenario, he always says yes. To take fully advantage of life and what it gives him. And I think that's what Ferris Bueller's Day Off does. Takes fully advantage of life. It's inspiring. It's an adrenaline rush because you're just like, I can do that. It wasn't anything crazy. I can do that. So yeah, everybody has put themselves in Ferris's shoes before. So it's one of my all-time favorites. Number 2 for me, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Absolutely love it. And a lot of people refer to this one as a coming-of-age film, which one of mine is too. But I don't, because this serves just as well for adults as it does for kids. Oh, yeah. Like, I really do. I think this film for me is just always, the message is, sometimes we all just need a break. Yeah. We need a break. Take the day off, get out and have some fun, and take a risk. Sometimes risks are the best ever. And I think that's what that film screams, why I loved it so much. It's like, he's literally saying, is what I'm doing a risk? Could I get in trouble? Could it be a disaster? Yup. But I'm doing it anyway because I just need a break. And of course, it turns out to be the most epic day ever. And so, like, I love the message behind it. Great pick, bro. Great pick. My number 2, sort of in the same vein of we all just want a break or an escape, right? My number 2 is The Wizard of Oz. And I have it on my list as a timeless film because it doesn't matter what decade we're in, what century we're in, how we're living, where we're living, what we're going through. Sometimes we all just want to escape. We all just want to get away. How many times have you heard the grass is always greener on the other side? Or in this instance, it's better on the other side of the rainbow, right? Somewhere over the rainbow. And then it takes that type of thinking to make you appreciate what you do have, to wake you up to the fact of, hey, my life ain't so bad as I thought. I do have great things. I am appreciative for what I have and who I have and around me. And that's why this film is timeless for me, because that's the message that The Wizard of Oz is sending, right? You want to go somewhere else. You want to be anywhere with where you're at. You don't like the people. You don't this, blah, blah, blah. And what you think is better is not. It's not what you think it is. It's everything but what you think it is. And then you realize how much you appreciate what you do have and what it is. And it's just so beautifully told. And you know, I think that anybody that approaches it that way and looks at that message of this film going, it's okay to think about things. It's okay to wish for things, but really take a hard look at where you're at and appreciate what you have, because it isn't always better on the other side of that rainbow. And you know, and that's why I love this film, man. My number 2, The Wizard of Oz.
Great film, man. Great film. Great pick. Super excited to see how they incorporate that in the new Wicked for Good. That's for sure. My number 1, one of both of our all-time favorites. We love this film. I mean, Quentin Tarantino, crazy motherfucker. Just saw him put Selma Hayek's feet in his mouth for the first time from Dusk Till Dawn the other day. Crazy film.
He's always had the obsession with feet, bro. He's a foot fetish guy, bro.
So weird. Even I'm surprised Robert Rodriguez even let him do it, but it's fine. Number 1 for me is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where we see a nice shot of Margot Robbie's feet. So, I mean, there's that for you. What I wanted to put this on the list for is because this, if you look at Brad Pitt's character and if you look at Leonardo DiCaprio's character, I think, and I thought this completely soberly, so stay with me. I think that they're the same person. I think Brad Pitt's character and Leonardo DiCaprio's character is the same person, because you have the confidence that is Brad Pitt's character when you're going through life, when you're in your mojo. You're like, yeah, I got that one. No, I didn't get one, but it's all fine. I'm going to be okay. And then you have Leo's character, which is anxiety. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my career? I'm not where I want to be anymore. I used to be so good at what I was. And I think that's what I really took away from it. You get this parallel drastic differences in personalities and mental spaces, to where if they came together as one, that really is a human being, somebody who is very confident in certain situations, but then when they get outside of their comfort zones with things that they cannot control anymore, then that's when the anxiety approaches, the depression, making rash decisions like going overseas and making international films that weren't as successful as when Leonardo DiCaprio's character was in the States making his spaghetti westerns. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting anecdote. Obviously, it's a love story to Hollywood, and obviously it tells a lot of different tales in that vein. But I really do think it's a timeless story because it shows you the vast differences of the journey of life. You're going to have moments where you are very secure in who you are as a human being. You're secure in your own skin, but then you're also going to have moments maybe when you get a little bit older where you're like, I'm not as good as I once was. I wish I was back there. I wish I could be better. So I like it for that reason. And of course, those two are like my favorites. So yeah, number 1 for me, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You had me at Margot Robbie's feet. No, I'm just kidding. I agree with everything you said about the film, and it's an interesting look at how you brought that together. I really do like that. My number 1 is a John Hughes film. It is a coming of age film. In fact, it's my opinion that you aren't rightfully an adult until you watch this film. You have to watch this to become an adult. I'm, of course, talking about The Breakfast Club. But let me tell you why I put it on the list. It isn't just because I love the film. It isn't just because it is a rite of passage for most teenagers and all these reasons that I talk about all the time. This is on my list of our timeless films because this film is a direct representation of what is happening in this country right now, and in fact, this world right now. It is 5 individuals who couldn't be more opposite if they tried, coming from every different spectrum, every different background, every different lifestyle, wealth, poor, etc., and hate each other, basically, would never associate with each other, and by the end are together as one. And why this is so critically important that we watch this film right now and pay attention to what John Hughes was trying to say with this film is what we've been trying to say and what this country needs to say, in my opinion, more. We are all far more alike than we are different, and we would see that if we would just sit down and talk, which of course this Saturday detention forces these 5 kids to do. Sit down and talk. Listen to where they're coming from. Don't judge them. Listen to why they are the way they are. Find common ground. Build that friendship, that connection, that bond. And this film does that beautifully. Do you need a little weed? Maybe. Do you have to go on a little dance spree after you're high? Do you have to bring down a ceiling, break glass? Whatever. As long as you're having the conversation, find the common ground, respect, and love each other. That is why The Breakfast Club is my number 1 and on my list, and why I consider it timeless, because no matter what, that message will always resonate and always be relevant, because that is the key to fixing everything fucking wrong in this world. If we can just get to where The Breakfast fucking Club got, man. Just, I want the whole world to raise the hand up at the end and say, fuck yeah! I mean, that's what I want, man. My number 1, The Breakfast Club, man. Can we just do it?
And they even talk about the scenarios of if we see each other in the halls on Monday, are you going to say hi? You don't have to say hi, but we can just acknowledge each other and that we had that conversation.
Yes.
So, yeah, great picks, man. Great picks. I love all 10 of these. They're so good. But we want to know, all of you out there, all of you freaking crazy ants.
Yes.
We want to know, what is your top 5 timeless films, or your favorite timeless film that you can put on for whatever reason, any day and age, and have a conversation or an emotion or anything like that. Please be sure to let us know down in the comment section below. Add us on X, Threads, any of the good places. Please, we love the fan interaction.
Yes, we
That's
do.
for sure.
Yes, we do.
Now heading over to the box office recap, where Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinite Castle has come in at number 1 yet again with $17 million. Number 2 was Him, which I'm super surprised that it came in so low, with $14 million. I was expecting that to do a little bit better. I mean, it's Marlon Wayans, it's a Jordan Peele executive produced.
I think it's going to drop even further this week. I think so too. It's just not connecting, which is weird.
Yeah,
right?
And I mean, it's a football thriller, so it's like, it's football season, so I thought it would have done better, but hey, The Conjuring Last Rites came in at number 3 with $13 million. Downton Abbey, the grand finale, came in at number 4 with 6.3, cult classic. A lot of people love that shit. And then The Long Walk came in at number 5 with 6.3.
I'm baffled by that one coming in so low. That's Stephen King, 2 phenomenal actors, such a relevant story happening in society today. Fucking brilliant from start to finish, and yet $6.3 million. Like, what? Yeah. I was shocked. I was literally shocked. I mean, maybe because it's so heavy. I don't. I mean, I know everybody in my theater was silent at the end of it, just processing what they saw. So maybe that's hurting word of mouth. Maybe, I don't know, but go see it, y'all. Go see it, because, man.
Yeah, for sure. Fall time is rough. Fall times are for festivals. I mean, they're not for box office. They're for festivals. New movies that are coming out this weekend that you should all go see. One Battle After Another, PTA and Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, and so many others are in this bad boy. Please be sure to check that one out. Hollywood is raving about it. Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. The Strangers, Chapter 2. I love the first one. Great horror flick. One of my favorites.
It's going to be a good one.
and Eleanor the Great. I believe that's ScarJo's directed movie,
ScarJo's
right?
directorial debut. Yeah, I can't wait to see that one. I think that one's going to be really good. And please fucking go see Gabby's Dollhouse, because if I have to see that trailer one more time, okay, just go see it so we can get it out and just move on, because I hate that fucking trailer.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Movies you can still go see right now are A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Yes.
Go see
Colin
it. $3.5
Farrell.
million the whole opening weekend, y'all. Go see Margot Robbie's feet. Colin
know,
Farrell
right?
and Margot Robbie are like two of the most beautiful human beings on the face of the planet. Go see them. What the fuck? Like,
Exactly. I'm hoping that finds more traction on streamers when it gets there.
Oh, it definitely, I think, will. But I'm determined to go see it this weekend, though, because I don't, unfortunately, think it'll be around next weekend. But
you know. The Senior, that's that Michael Chiklis.
Yes.
You know, I wasn't.
No, come on. Well, I guess it's because I'm his age, and I'd go play football again if given the opportunity. Fuck yeah, I would.
It's based on a real story.
Yeah,
it's a real guy.
Yeah. So
I think that's cool.
I think that's why I relate to it, though. It's because I was a huge football guy. I loved playing football. It was such an important part of my life, and now I'm the same age as him. Kind of fucking look like him with the bald head and shit. If I was given the opportunity, I'd go Chickless, man. I'd do it. Like.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness. And then Freakier Friday, Weapons, and some select theaters. There's a lot of different things still available. So be sure to check your local showtimes and head out to the Cineplexes, man. We want to see more people at the theaters. Please be sure to do so. Heading over to the IMDb Pro's Top Trending segment. Of course, the top trending movie is Superman, like we told you about. Most watched film on HBO Max. Makes sense. Black Rabbit is the top trending TV show. I think I watched the trailer for that one. It looked interesting.
It looks good. That's the one with Bateman, right?
Yeah. No, I actually started watching that. I actually started watching that. It's good. It's good.
That's what I've heard. I've got a couple of other people that have told me that it's really good that have started watching it. Maybe I'll jump on it with my other 5,412 shows.
For sure. And the top trending star, of course, is still Robert Redford. An icon, of course, lived lived a great life.
No doubt.
For sure. But anyway, we got to thank all of you for getting crazy with us for episode 308. We are feeling great to be back. We are done with the sicknesses for now.
Yes.
And rocking and rolling. As always, be sure to give the podcast a follow at ITCAFpodcast on all social media. Our other podcast, our mental health one, is at Everything's OKP, of course. And then the company is also at Crazy Ant Media on all social media platforms. So be sure to check all of those things out. Of course, you can follow us both personally on social media, myself at JLoganAustin and
at Crazy Ant CEO.
That's right, man. And you guys know you can subscribe to this podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Stitcher, and so much more. Be sure to watch the video on YouTube. Hit that like button below, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for all the latest and greatest notifications.
Yes.
And then, of course, be sure to visit our website, www.crazyantmedia.com, where you have a little bit of something for a little bit of everyone. We got a lot of projects going on here at Crazy Ant Media, so we're very excited about all of those. And then, of course, you can check out our website with the bios, with the merch, with all those things.
Yes.
So, yeah, be sure to do that, man. Be sure to do that. But man, what a great freaking episode. Honestly, I've just been loving having to talk about one battle after another because it's been, a huge freaking publicity thing recently. Leo went on his first podcast with New Heights. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And we were getting more backstory. That's what I love when films come out. It's like, obviously I love the films, but I love the press run because you get to learn so much more about these people when they're promoting their projects. And that whole thing with Leo's ex-agent being like, your name sounds too ethnic. You should be Lenny Williams. Like, what? Like, come on now.
Yeah,
That's
like,
so
what the
crazy.
fuck, Lenny Williams. Like, no,
I know.
no.
But yeah, I've been loving talking about that and just staying up to date with all this Paramount stuff and just being healthy to be able to talk about the entertainment industry again. That's what I'm loving.
Yeah, the reason I love the industry so much and love what we do and love being a part of it is because it's never dull. constantly evolves. It constantly changes. It is literally like a roller coaster. There are ups and downs and goods and bads, but it is never boring. And I couldn't imagine not being a part of it, man. I love me some roller coasters. Give me the ups and downs and highs and lows and goods and bads. I love it, man.
Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree. You know, I'm wondering because when you're riding roller coasters, there's a lot of preferences. You know, you got those people who are in the middle. You got, no, the back is faster. No, the front is faster. I want to ride front row seat with the one and only just to see if she puts her hands up. I mean, come on now. And you know what I'm going to scream the whole time we're going down? I'm going to scream the one, the only,
Oprah!